Welcome back to What If Where You Belong, where it's Naruto, Byakugan, and the song we're going till your mind is gone. But no, I don't know why I decided to open like that. I just did. But welcome back to What If Naruto Had the Byakugan Part 2. So there was definitely some things that got brought up in the comments in the last video that I saw. I'm like, there's a good point. I forgot that point there. Nothing that would make me retroactively change what has already happened in the story, but things that I look at and go, that's something to consider for the next part. So we left off with Naruto, and by the way, thank you for the people who brought up that the Hinata's, we'll call it caretaker, Hinata's attendant's better. Whose name was Ko. Thank you for that. Where Ko is offering to help Naruto and Hinata by extension learn a little bit about the Byakugan and the Gentle Fist. Now, could Ko get in trouble for that? 150% he could get in trouble for that because he's technically teaching a non-clan based Hyuga techniques. But he's also probably just giving Naruto the general basis so Naruto just knows how to defend himself. But there's another issue as well that will be addressed in this video. So Naruto and Hinata, it's maybe a year or two into the academy, and they're doing the best they can. Ko will on and off at certain training ground to help them out with the Gentle Fist. And Naruto explains to Naruto what the Gentle Fist is. It's the Hyuga fighting style. He says, when you look at this, you see these chakra points on me. So try hitting. So basically, the objective is, and Naruto notices Ko focus chakra into his hand, and hits a target. It's like, whoa! It's like the idea is to seal off your opponent's chakra network. If you're too powerful, though, you could do worse. You could actually destroy the chakra network if you're not careful. Not only does it work well for sealing off the chakra network, but you're also still putting concentrating bursts of chakra into small points. This is devastating for eternal. It can do eternal damage, so forth and so on. So this is great, and Hinata demonstrates she can do a little of it. Naruto tries to do it, or has been trying to do it, but anytime he does it, he just ends up, It's like he can't focus his chakra into his fingers for their proper effect. And it's really bumming Naruto out, because how else is he supposed to really fight using the Byakugan at all? Really, apart from being able to, see through like smoke screens or, all that, and seeing hidden individuals, it's not really aiding Naruto in combat or wouldn't really aid Naruto in combat at the moment. And the reason Naruto's having such a difficult time is because he just has such a large reserve of chakra. We don't know really most of the Hyuga's chakra reserves. We assume that Neji might have a decent reserve. The heads like Hiyashi probably have a solid amount. Hinata's, we actually don't have a good idea of most of the chakra reserves of most of the characters. Hinata, though, does strike me as someone with not lower than average, but an average amount. She's got better control, maybe, but she does not have, she doesn't seem to have like huge reserves. She reminds me kind of like, not in Sakura, but Ino that way. Ino doesn't seem to have very large reserves either. She and Sakura are relatively the same. She just had access to more jutsus, at least at the time. So she kind of reminds me of Ino in that sense. But Naruto has a huge amount of reserves, and he will never have, at least not until he gets to his adult years, perfect chakra control, or at least solid chakra control. So it makes using the Gentle Fist very difficult, if not impossible at this time for him. Naruto eventually just lashes out and just hits the target, but he actually ends up putting chakra into his palms instead, kind of like a Tsunade thing, but not with enhancing his muscle strength. Instead, he basically just buckshots the target. And Ko sees this, is like, interesting. It's like, huh? What happened? Naruto, what happened? As Naruto seeing what he did to the dummy, it seems your issue, Naruto, is that you have too much chakra. And most likely, even though from what you told us, it seems you inherited your Byakugan from your father's side. Well, you probably inherited chakra from your mother's side. You have much more chakra than, say, the average Hyuga does, or any average Genin. That makes your chakra control very hard to deal with. pinpoint attacks are not going to really be your forte. However, what seems to be a lot more effective for you is widespread attacks. And so Naruto instead so Ko decides to basically kind of give Naruto a basic idea of how to use his chakra more in like a Rock Lee style, but with gentle fist. Can you imagine if Rock Lee fought the way he did, but with a gentle fist style and his style? Holy crap, that'd be insane. So, excuse me. So Ko basically gives him a little bit of a hand, and a few weeks later, it's like, oh, this is about as much as I can help you with, Naruto. I can't. Obviously, I'm really going against the clans. I'm really going against my clan's primary orders to not aid outside individuals from the clan with this. But I felt we owed it to you. I was like, no, it's okay, Ko. I understand. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in class tomorrow, Hinata. Woo! It's like, this is awesome. It's like, yes, I'll see you tomorrow, Naruto. And they head off on their own. And it's night. And Naruto is, he's just walking home, and he's minding his own business. He is, just doing his thing. And he gets not a chill, but he gets this foreboding feeling. Now, Naruto, if you really pay attention, especially in the early years, actually didn't have a bad sense of awareness. He actually was able to kind of pinpoint danger or something off pretty well. When Sakura and the gang was about to gang up on him when he accidentally kissed Sasuke, he immediately just went, danger, what? Or when he actually correctly pinpointed Zabuza, when even Kakashi didn't even know he was there. Like, Naruto actually correctly... I don't think anyone gives Naruto that credit where he actually figured out someone was following him even before, Kakashi probably had a feeling, but he actually not only knew someone was following him, he actually almost got Zabuza if it wasn't for the substitution jutsu, to which Kakashi's like, wait a minute. So Naruto actually has a pretty good sense of awareness when it comes to danger. And I could see him, he stops and he's like, and he very quietly activates his Byakugan, because you don't actually have to go Byakugan. You don't have to yell it out to activate. You just, because you don't go Sharingan. You just, whoosh. It's just one of those things you declare. So Naruto just kind of quietly and he picks up 3 chakra signatures, looking right at him. And Naruto's like, who are? It's like, this is not good. And he just kind of quickens up his pace. And all of a sudden, he sees them jump, and Naruto quickly, instinctually, just puts chakra into his palms or into his hands, and just grab him. And it's like, here's like, grab him, and then all of a sudden he just, boom, just, what the, they both, it gets 2 to the chest. The other one backs on near backs off just enough that Naruto's able to avoid. Like, and he didn't realize he did a proper gentle fist punch. It's just his is a lot more broad, like a shotgun, like a scatter shot versus like a sniper, basically. And the brat, how did the brat figure out how to do that? And Naruto's there, and he sees 3 Hyugas standing in front of him. 2 of them grasping his chest. Hold on, quick. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Wait. And it's like, what did that brat do? It seems he's been figuring some things out. We've got to seal him up. We got to seal him up quick. And basically Naruto hit him down in the chest, so this entire area just got scattered with chakra and injured. And Naruto got a lucky hit on it. The other guy actually is coughing up some blood. The other one's just having trouble breathing. Stay back, I'll deal with this brat. He might be dangerous, but he might have learned something, but he's still a kid. So, like, I don't want to. Why are you after me? Yeah, isn't it obvious? I'm sure you were told. There cannot be a Hyuga. There cannot be a Hyuga outside of the clan or with the Byakugan. There cannot be a main branch or there cannot be a branch member. He wouldn't be he'd be a branch member, but there cannot be a Hyuga that is not a main branch member without a seal. It is to protect the Byakugan. You'll be this is for our sake as well as your own boy. He'll be doing the Hyuga clan a great service. Now you'll just have to hold still. It's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. It's like, you're not getting away. And unfortunately, Naruto gets it. It's like, ah! And Naruto just throws his, you caught them both up by surprise before, but you won't be able to catch me with those slow movements. And Naruto just again, it's like, now one benefit of the way Naruto is fighting versus how a normal Hyuga fights is that there is a bit more of a radius with his attacks. So, he comes like, there's like one arm down, here comes the other. And it's like, Naruto just kind of like punches up. It's like, you little bird! Just kind of throttles Naruto at that point. And just puts in the get over here. Neither you or Jake. Get over here. I got the boy. And no, this is no, and he can't. And his arms just shaking. He's like, he can't. Naruto was able to get like a good uppercut there, just put it right there. Could have, if he had hit hard enough, could have easily broken the bones or something like that. So he's just got Naruto there. It's like, oh, now then. And to be fair, I don't know who in the main branch is actually capable of, or is the one who does the sealing. Hiyashi probably knows how to do it, but I imagine the elders know how to do it as well. This might be an elders thing, and they might pass it down to some of the other generations. So, but what I see here is the elders basically giving them the knowledge of the curse seal or the cage bird seal to put on this rogue Hyuga they see that should not be out in the world. And Naruto's like, help! And unfortunately, the Fox isn't got. This is not something the Fox is going to get involved with. But just as the ink is slowly being put on his head, and gets put in his head, he all of a sudden, the Hyuga just goes like, what is it? And standing there is no longer not an Anbu, but a former Anbu. And all of a sudden the Hyuga's like, Kakashi's like, what exactly do you think you're doing? You're attacking a citizen of this of the Leaf Village. And crap, it's Kakashi. And all of a sudden he just knocks out the other. And where do you think you gentlemen are going? And just quickly knocks them out. A couple Anbu do finally show up. Kakashi's side. Kakashi, we know, was probably still keeping an eye on Naruto to some degree. He was a little surprised by Naruto's living state when he saw him in the original series, but I'm sure he was keeping an eye on him to some degree. And I imagine he probably was staring at Obito's grave for a little too long, was on his way back, and he ended up fighting them. I was like, no, are you all right, Naruto? I'm fine. Who are you? I'm just a fellow ninja of the Leaf. My name's Kakashi. Thanks a lot, Kakashi. That means I don't know why they're attacking me. Unfortunately, I have a feeling I do. Unfortunately, I can't let you go home for obvious reasons. But I'll bring you to the Hokage, and I'm sure he'll deal with this in kind. Okay. And so Naruto goes. Kakashi brings him there. Sarutobi's awoken up. He meets him in his office. Like, what seems to be the trouble? He's like, these seem to be the trouble. As the Anbu are there too, and the three Hyuga brothers. And under whose orders was this? Was it Hiyashi? We won't talk. Kakashi pulls up his eyes. Like, you sure you won't talk? It was the elders. Hiyashi didn't know about this. We're sorry. We were just doing what we were ordered. It's like, huh? To think, I would think the Hyuga would have more fortitude than that. I see. So this is what happened. So this is what it's come to. Bring them to Ibiki. Find out everything they know. But we're intelligent. And I do not trust a word you say. And so I was like, well, what is all this about? And so please send for Hiyashi. And Hiyashi comes. Finally, Naruto would like to decides to explain. Sarutobi waits for Hiyashi to explain it to Naruto for him to be there because he would explain it better. It's like, you summoned for. It's late, Lord Hokage. May I ask why you summoned me? And he sees Naruto there, who's a little roughed up. He's got some bandages on. He's like, may I ask what this boy is doing here? It directly has to do with you. I'm glad you asked, Hiyashi. It directly has to do with you. Really now, and what exactly would this have to do with me? It seems there was an attack on this boy this night by several of your clan members. And is a little is like, what exactly why? It seems their intent was to put the cage bird seal on him. I needed to know if it was under your orders. They claim it was the elders who brought it, but I wanted to hear it from you, Hashi. Did you order that? And Hashi actually is both a little surprised and angry. While he does not like this boy out here, and it is his job to watch out for the bloodline, because the kid is not under his jurisdiction. He's not a member of the clan. While he might have definitely brought this up to Saratobi later on, or maybe he did. I honestly thinking on, I probably should have had him bring it up prior. In fact, actually, you know what? We'll just retroactively change that, because that actually makes a lot more sense that he would have brought it up, but Saratobi would say, "You will not." It's like, if you do not wish to accept him as part of your clan, then you have no jurisdiction over the boy, which would be legitimately true. Like, if Hiyashi does not want to take him in, he's got no say in it. And Hiyashi would have agreed. And after our conversation, after our conversation earlier, I need to know. And Hiyashi's like, while I agreed the seal should have been placed on him, I also agreed that he is not a member of our clan, and therefore does not fall under my jurisdiction. And Naruto's like, wait, I'm still confused. What's going on? It's like, would you like to explain to the boy, Hiyashi, or shall I? And Hiyashi's like, and the boy's like, and as you see, boy, that our Byakugan is probably the most, save for the shot, along with the Sharingan, the Byakugan is the most coveted Kekigenkai bloodline trait that anyone could obtain from our village. So we take special precautions to prevent anyone who of not a pure Hyuga blood from losing theirs if ever kidnapped. And he explains because he was like, Naruto's like, that's terrible. It's like you have no right to judge. You are lucky you don't. If it wasn't for Saratobi, you'd have one on right now under my orders. However, and Naruto is both scared, but he's also looking at him. He's got his eyes blaring. And Hayashi is like surprising. You seem to have more control over it than I would assume. But don't raise those eyes in anger at me, boy. I'll remove them myself. If you try anything, I'll remove them myself. And Naruto's kind of staring down, but he's losing the stare down. It's like, that is because he's a kid, and this is a grown ass man who would whip his ass. And besides, like, that's enough, Hiyashi. Very well. But and I'm trying to, are you satisfied with the results? As I said, I will not make a move on the boy, but the boy is not my concern. However, I will speak to those who are responsible for this defilement. And Saratobi's looking at Hiyashi and he's secretly wondering, he's like, you brought it up to your clansmen, I assume. Could it be that I assumed that they acted on their own accord, not perhaps under your orders? And he's wondering if Hiyashi would be that conniving. Honestly, I don't think Hiyashi would. Fugaku, was it Fugaku or Fugasu? I think it's Fugaku was the Chachi's dad the Uchiha had. Fugaku would have been that conniving because the Uchiha were planning a coup. The Hyuga definitely seem to be a bit more honor-bound and a bit more traditionalist in that sense. So I don't see him going against the Third's wishes. It's like, I can assure, if you're claiming what I think you're claiming, I can assure you I had nothing to do with it. Like I said, I will suss out who was the culprit, and punish them accordingly for defying my orders as well as your orders. And now, if that's all, Saratobi, it's late, and I would like to get some sleep. So you're dismissed, Hiyashi. And Naruto's just like, that guy. What's with that guy, old man? You'll have to forgive Hiyashi. To some degree, you'll have to forgive Hiyashi. He's a traditionalist and only wants what's best for his clan. Unfortunately, what's best for his clan tends to hurt the clan as well. And because you were not born within the clan itself, he does not view you as a true Hyuga. At least not from the traditional sense. still, I specifically told him that if he does not accept you as part of the clan, he has no jurisdiction over you, and therefore cannot forcibly put the curse mark or the cage bird seal on you. Oh, that's good. I assume, and now he changes the topic. Still, you may sleep here tonight, Naruto. I assume you must be tired from your practice with Ko and Hinata. Yeah, I am. Hey, wait, how'd you know about that? He kind of chuckles. I have my ways. You've been improving quite a bit. Even though you probably would never have been able to beat Hiyashi outright, I think you would have been able to surprise him a little bit. Thanks, old man. I am tired. Get a good night's sleep, Naruto. And he leaves him there, and then things go roughly back to an even keel, a normal keel. He actually does find a couple of the elders who did it, and he actually does. He's not like it's like I'm going to kill you, but he first off he issues the threat, and he also says, "You do that again, I'll put the seal on you next time. I might want that boy's eye sealed, but I'm also not going against the Hokage. He gave me the strict order. As long as we don't take him in, he's not to be ours." Then why don't we just take him in so we can put the seal on him? And Hiyashi does. I considered that, but Hiyashi admits, as a father, that's distasteful to him. Naruto's just a kid, but when he comes of age, that option still exists. And Hinata, I think, does overhear that and is like, "Oh no," and so she does. I think she would let Naruto know that when we get older, he might try to let you become part of the clan just so we can put the seal on you. And I was like, well, screw him then. Your dad's a bit of a dick. So yeah, I don't want anything to do with your clan if that's the case. That's it. Oh, and Hinata hears that and Naruto realizes what he says. Like, no, that's not what I didn't mean that way, Hinata. I love hanging out with you. You're like my best friend. You're like my best friend. It's just the way your clan's like, and Hinata just kind of smiles and just like, no, I understand. Still, anyway, I don't need your clan I don't need those old fogies that get stronger. We can get stronger together. Believe it. And Hinata smiles, and she's got a little blush on him. Like I said, right now, it's more of just like a little crush. In the series, it was certainly more than a little crush. It was like a major crush, and by the time Shippuden got around, it was love. She was in love with him by the time Shippuden happened. But I don't think, and my position on this always kind of adjusts and fluctuates. I think it was definitely it was a strong crush, but it wasn't like true love. And right now she's still just got the crush on him. So we got a couple minutes. I like to try to go to about 25 minutes. So when you get to graduation, again, we know it's still beyond the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto can't really do the Shadow Clone Jutsu still. Can't even do the Clone Jutsu. And it's the Clone, not the Shadow Clone Jutsu. But that said, I think he makes a slightly better version of it this time around. Still, possibly one that could even be considered a little passable. But unfortunately, he can only replicate the one because his chakra control is just not there. He's using a Byakugan without the finesse of a Byakugan, a Hyuga, generally speaking, or a Byakugan user anyway. With that said, Naruto still ends up failing, and Mizuki, not knowing Naruto has the Byakugan, because he doesn't use the Byakugan in class where anyone can see it at this point, but Naruto, is ultimately convinced by Mizuki to get the scroll. And that's when he learns the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Iruka finds him. Mizuki, give me the scroll, Naruto. And Naruto runs off. And hang on, Papa, in just a second. Naruto runs off. And really, he crashes into Mizuki. But when he crashes into Mizuki, and hold on one second. There you go. Big good baby. When he hits it, Naruto's like, Naruto, what did you do? The thing I'm gonna, how did he do that? And Naruto's like, I'm going to show you what happens. And he just he doesn't make all the clones, but he makes a lot of clones. gonna show you what happens when you screw in my sensei. Is that a Byakugan? How the hell does he? And then just rushes in, and Mizuki gets the ever-loving shit kicked out of him and is nearly killed. Because Naruto's now using his Byakugan fighting style with his eyes and multiple clones. Again, not as many, I think, this time, but at least a couple dozen minimum. And just boom, 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 boom. And with another where he's actually now just not just beaten to a pulp like he was originally, but also a lot of internal bleeding, probably a couple broken bones. And so Iruka gets a medic there. It's like, Naruto, hold this. Iruka's just surprised that you have the Byakugan. He's like, yeah, I've been trying to keep this a secret for a while, but it's getting to the point it's going to get harder. And indeed, especially it's definitely going to get more difficult for you. But especially after this. I was like, what do you mean after this? Like, I have a surprise for you, Naruto. Close your eyes. Now open your eyes. Congratulations, you graduate. Yeah, Iruka-sensei! And so Naruto passes. Iruka now knows. And pretty soon, a large chunk of the class is going to know he has at least his teammates will know he has the Byakugan. So now that we're past that point, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll be going into the young years of Naruto as a ninja coming into the next part on Sunday. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.